Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or dead of night. Well, it's dead of night for FP3 for me. It's about 5 minutes to 7 a.m. We're about 5 minutes to FP3. I think, let's make sure everything is. So I think I think the timer is a little off. I think we got about another minute. Anyways, this is Grash here with you. This is Race Disney Channel. Good morning, everyone. We're a few minutes away to FP3. See where you guys are right now. Thank you for the G's in chat. It's gonna be interesting. We were looking at with an FP3, I know in FP2 they were within like 2.2 seconds from P1 to P20, and it was like 2.6 seconds, if I remember correctly, from FP3. It was tight. It was tight across all sections of the board. So it's going to be a hard-fought battle. Just get out of Q1 basically. It'll be a harder battle to get into Q3. So Buck's here in Twitch chat. Hello. QUALI's about to start again. About 3.5 minutes on it, to be honest. F1 TV just started their broadcast. You have subtitles. Oh, that's new. Let's take a look at that over. Oh wow, you do have subtitles. That's going to be interesting. It's not going to be fully accurate, but good enough for on demand, on the fly. So. Yeah, what you guys are saying at the moment in chat. I want to thank Paula, Mayaki, Dark. Oh, Shay is around. Shay. If you're a subscriber on YouTube, say something so I can call you out right now. These are people who are subscribed to the channel, month after month. And one of the benefits they have is that they have some special emojis. For those who are following on Twitch, you'll have some of those as well, as not as many. We're building our support over here. Echo here for Charles, Barber here for Hamilton. Interesting to see you guys. Not many Tifosi in YouTube chat. A lot of Max fans. Oh, don't be like that, Barber, against Max. You'll have all the Maxiteers all over you through Q1, Q2. This is cute. Yeah, this is QUALI. I was talking about a moment ago about what happened in FP3. Hulkenberg is going to be subbing to Stewart's about something that happened under yellow flag infringement, and that will take place after QUALI. So we will basically have some FIA documents to review tomorrow, it looks like. Oh, cool. Made a poster for the race tomorrow. So we do have a Discord. Rex basically made a poster for the race tomorrow. If you guys want to take a look, join our Discord and take a look what's there. Cool. I'm actually going to take a look at that. We're, again, moments away from Q1 sorry, they've already lined up on the pit lane. It's artwork. Oh, wow. Oh, that's really cool, Rex. Oh, yeah, you guys need to go, you need to go to the Discord and see what he's done. It's actually pretty cool. Samakun is here, Itch is here, Toro is here over in Twitch chat. You guys are our early birds. We're getting expect in the next few minutes we'll start getting several from our friends from F1 Gate have been promoting us on their website, and we've been getting a lot of people from them. So you guys, thank you for being here. Whether you're on YouTube, we are on Twitch. All right, 2,000 are already in Twitch already. That's really cool. Again, whether you're on the platform or on demand in time has just started. They're coming out of pit lane right now. And it's Albin and Hulkenberg. So Q1 has started. Can you see me call my name out? That would be Declan Gibbo. Okay, right, we're just starting right now. Albin was the first one to get out onto track. Hulkenberg was second. Bortles third. Behrman fourth. Ocon fifth, and then Colapino, and then Seitz. So they're going to go around, but people are coming. They're coming out right away. Maximus is returning in Twitch chat. Hello, my friend. Hello, everyone over in YouTube chat. See, the max tiers have shown up again. Don't like the look of that traffic. Yeah, it is going to be traffic in Q1. It is what it is, and these banker laps, particularly Albin's first banker lap as well as Hulkenberg, probably he's going to have to deal with a ton of traffic. So one thing that you will see, this is something that happened through particularly FP2 and FP3, is that drivers will opt if they will opt to not crash and will use there's a runoff zone at a lot of these curves, and drivers were rolling into them and coming back off the track, backing from that zone into the track, and then continuing with their lap. Albin already through sector one. He's going to be the first with sector one. You give me poor quality. There we go. 18 minutes were set on the board. We've already gone through 3 of them. It's 15 minutes left to go in Q1. Listen, Gresham double. Where you've got me opened in 2 windows, my friend, or somewhere else. Albin is flying. He is the first one to be out on track. He was the first one out on track, so he has finished 2 sectors so far. The sectors have been stolen from him, so there's still early to say who is leading in each of the sectors. Albin's going to cross the line, and obviously he's going to go into first. 143.778. We did see 141, so Hulkenberg comes in at a 144.258. Farwell 143.856. So that was a P1. Behrman to P1 143.122. Albin is second. Boreal is third. Hulkenberg's fourth right now. Here comes Ocon. He's going to come in second. He's only 1.25 back. Colapino comes into 0.935 back. And we are here Again, these early laps are banker laps, 142.635. Isaac comes in P3, half a second off, particularly 1.519. Gasly, Verstappen going to come across. We have yellow flag. We're resolved already. So again, someone has already come off and come back on. Gasly's going to come in fifth. Lawson's going to go to top of the board, 142.448. No, it's not raining. It is clear out right now. Lonzo is P3 right now. Stroll is P7. Yet to see Max, Verstappen, Oscar. Here comes Tsunoda. Tsunoda goes to P3, a 0.43 back. 142.878. That's okay. It could be he could do much better. He's going to have to do much better if he's going to get into Q2 or Q3 consistently. Comes Leclerc, top of the board, 141.982. That again, I was looking. Here comes Hamilton and Hulkenberg. Hamilton comes into P4 with 142. Norris is next. Norris goes P2, 142.407. So he's 425 off. Russell comes P5, 142.671. Looking for, let me see, Bierman, so I got Bierman, Colpino, and Alcon, and then we have Max, double yellows, sector 2. So it looks like either Albon. Here comes Max coming across the line. Max is going to go to P2, 142.210. And it's a red flag. And it looks like maybe Albon is stuck on track. So he's so he did tap the barrier. Going to play showing a replay of what happened to him. Comes across this start finish line. It looks like he was maybe going for another flying lap. Oh, and he did tap the barrier, and that wheel has come undone. The front left tire has collapsed as it should have, and he is done. He swears, and I'm out. Sorry. So this has been a red flag with Crash. Some of you are new with me. I am the harbinger of red flags. And you have seen Albon be my acolyte starting off this morning. Albon right now is 15th on the board, but Antonelli and Oscar did not get a time on the board as of yet. He is very likely going to fall into the cut zone and will be out in Q1. It's a basically Albon hit the wall around turn 1 and took the back left side of that. So we are right now. He is stopped halfway to turn 2, around the detection point for DRS for the first zone. So we have stopped with 11:33 on the clock. Been listening to Grass since 1992. No, you have not. What was I doing in 92? What does this mean? The qualifying? No, time has stopped. So with qualification, time is stopped when the red flag comes out. So the issue right now, they're trying to get his car off the track. And that's what we're waiting for. But basically, that's what we're waiting for, making sure there's no any debris. It looks like we have gone to a clear track. It's a matter of now of waiting for race control to say when the session is going to resume. We're probably within minutes of it resuming at this point. Interesting facts that Charles Leclerc, who's currently at the top of the board, has taken the pole here the last 4 races. Just came here. White red flag. Basically, is that Albon basically tagged the back left rear of his tire on the wall next by turn one, and that is going to take him out of the session. He's not going to move on to Q2, where given things are at the moment. Again, Oscar and Antonelli have yet to set a time, and that alone is going to drop him into the knockout zone. It's not P20 officially yet, Dark. It is close. It's going to be close to it. Again, I mean, Borrell, Copeland, and Hulkenberg have to now set a time better than a 143.778. So we're replaying Albon. Again, comes off the start finish line, gets to turn one. He comes in, he turns in too tight. Oh, he did hit his front left tire as well. Take a little look. Front left takes the brunt of it. The front left left rear takes some of it as well. But the front left definitely collapses. So they've got his car up on the crane. So we're now in a yellow flag scenario. We're waiting for that incidentally a yellow flag infringement. That's interesting. Track is clear in sector 2 now. So they finally got his car off the track now. So now we're basically waiting for when race control is going to start it again. Is it going to be a flag day? 6:15. So we are waiting 3 minutes from now. They're already lining up. Cash App cars has come out, and the cars in front of him are just not letting him merge in. Again, right now, this is the Race Statistics channel. This is Crash with you. I want to thank the over 830 right now who are in Twitch chat. Thank you for showing up, everyone. Again, 3,500 have shown up in YouTube. Again, we just had a red flag. Again, my first red flag of this session. Albon crashed in by the corner of the wall. And there is a yellow flag on section 4. Why is that? Looking at why we've gone green again. So the sector 5, sector 6 have been now cleared out. And we are within a minute of restarting this session. Again, there's 11 minutes and 33 seconds. So pretty much a good amount of time still left on the clock. How bad was the crash? It was just enough to collapse the tire. He was able to get to the side of the other side of the track and pull off. He was then lifted off the track with a crane. Right now, just waiting for a green light for them to restart. Again, this is Grash with you live on Race 60 channel, and we're here for qualification for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. At any moment now, they will give that green light. They have lined up. Who's at the front? One of the Alpines is at the front, and then the Aston Martins are second and third, and they've just given the green light. And who is that? Not sure which Alpine came out first. It's Gasly. Alonso second, and then Stroll will be third coming out of the pits. Is Albon back? Albon did not make it back to the pits. Albon is okay. He's fine, but he hit the wall with enough force that it collapsed the tire as that tire is supposed to collapse. Is it possible Albon go back on track? No, he no longer him the basketball because he's now gotten help from the stewards to get. Basically, his car has been pulled off the track with a crane, and that will get back to the garage probably after after qualifying. What did Kimmy do? Yeah, I'm a little confused on why Kimmy is being given a yellow flag infringement. I didn't see anything. I didn't see when he went by one of the boards, it was green. So it's going to be interesting. Gasly again, first out of the pits. He's now starting sector 3 on that out lap, and when he gets to the line, he'll be starting his flying lap. Alonso, then Stroll, Russell, Antonelli in that order, first 5. Tsunoda 6. We got Leclerc, Hamilton, Colpino, and then Oscar and Norris. Verstappen is next. Sainz will be out after him. So Gasly will have Sainz and Verstappen as traffic. Depending on how that goes, Isaac, you might have to deal with Isaac as well. Again, Gasly, the first one to get across the line. Alonso, next, second to get across the line to start a flying lap. So here we go. We will be getting some times on the board in the next 90 seconds or so. Folk asking in chat if these are real-time comms. Yes, we're using the program that we're using has a voice to text service that they're using to get the audio of the. They're taking the audio of the engineers and back and forth over the engineer driver lines and translating it into text that it's being displayed here. The one thing that we don't know with the translation of the text to voice to text translation here is whether it's the driver talking or the engineer talking. Now, where are the people? Gasly has crossed the line. Gasly has gone to 11th. Here comes Isaac. Isaac is going to starting a flying lap. Here comes Alonso. Alonso right now is 9th. His last lap was 154. I think Alonso's now doing his flying lap. And, so it looks like Bordelon and looks like Alonso went around. And what's going on with Antonelli? Going slow at one moment. Hamlin's gone to the top of the board with 141.821. And then we've got, is it Hulkenberg? What's going on? We've got, it's another red flag. So it looks like Hulkenberg crashed in this case. They haven't shown it yet on F1 TV, so I can't tell you exactly what happened as of yet. But I'm just, based on what I've seen on the track. Did he? Yeah, no. His front wing is gone. He's moving. Yeah, that front wing is. So the front wing of Hulkenberg is on the track right now. So here we go. Comes Hulkenberg. He's showing him from turn 4, and he doesn't make the turn at turn 5, or is it? It's at turn 4. He doesn't make the turn. It goes right into the wall and bends it. He misses the escape route altogether. He is moving. This is one of those. So while the red flag is so that because we have to clean the track of his wing now. But Hulkenberg is still moving. They're going to check the car over most likely. It could be very much unless there's something else. I don't see the car in more damage. I can see them just throwing a wing on and setting him back out. Yeah, right now, so Hamilton is at top of the board. Oscar is second. Leclerc is third. Verstappen is fourth. Tsunoda is fifth. So right now, Isaac is the driver at risk. Ocon. Oh, they just track limits for Antonelli. Yeah, so Antonelli had a tailwind gust, and it forced him off the track. It looks like. And that ultimately he has lost his time, so he's dropped to P20 with no times. So Ocon right now is the driver at risk. Stroll is 16th, Albon is 17th, Borrell is 18th, and Hulk is 19th, and Antonelli has no time as right now. I am going to say that you're going to have to be in the 142s at the bare minimum to get into Q2. Looking right now, we're waiting again. They're taking off the stub of the wing and putting on the new full wing for Hulkenberg, and he's probably going to go back out. Yeah, Hulkenberg tried to go into. There was a quick message about I think Stroll and either yellow flag or a red flag infringement. And there is which Alpine was that? One of the Alpines touching the wall. So right now we're in yellow flag. We're waiting to clear up the track of the debris that was put on. The Harbinger red flag has done it again. Guilty as charged. Again, you guys are listening to the Racing Statistics channel, and I am your Harbinger red flags, Crash Uriza. They're checking. Look, they're throwing yellow flags for more sections of the track, and I'm not sure why. Uh, sector 9, sector 10. And we've seen this all weekend long. And they're cleared the track of, so now the track is green. So now the next question is, when are they going to restart? 16:28. So that's going to be in 3 minutes. So again, our first red flag came out because Albon hit the turn one wall and took out his left side tires. Hulkenberg hit, went into turn four and he didn't make the turn, and he also didn't make the escape route either, and went into the wall and destroyed his wing. He managed to get back to pits. They put a new wing on. He's likely going to go back out. So no harm, no foul on that red flag for Hulkenberg at this moment. Good. So why do you all criticize the Ant-Man, which would be Antonelli? He got a podium and a pole position before Max, and when he started F1 career. Well, the reason people who are criticizing him is that he had a very good start for those like 6 races, and it's been mediocre since then. And if you see the scroll, basically the Antonelli's performance was referred to as underwhelming by Toto. So there was just a race message to Antonelli telling him that he's got plenty of time to go out and set a lap with a time. Albon not going to race? No, Albon will race. Albon has set a representative time. So that 143.778 is actually good enough that he will be able to to have qualified. So there's like the 107 rule and a couple other rules. The time that Albon has set is good enough for him to be qualified for the race tomorrow. Is it a good time? No, but he still has the stake team ahead of him, and Antonelli without a time. So, why did session stop? We've had 2 red flags so far. First one was Albon. Second was for Hulkenberg. Albon is out. Hulkenberg managed to get back to the pits, and they managed to replace his wing. And we're within a minute or so before they go back to a green light at the end of the pit lane. So, incident involving Stroll reviewed, no further investigation on the yellow flag infringement. So, I want to thank the 1,300 of you who are watching on Twitch right now, and that's almost 1,400 now. The 4,500 and so on YouTube right now. Thank you so much for showing up. And they have gone green light on the pits, and they're now coming out. Sainz, Behrman, Ocon, Lawson are the first 4 out of the pits. As it stands right now, Hamilton is top of the board with 141.821. Oscar is second. He's 18,000 behind. Leclerc is 161 behind. Verstappen is fourth at 389 behind. Tsunoda is P5, 526 behind. And they're going to put him about 1.4, 1.5. Sorry, 0.14, 0.15. Like 100, 140, 150,000 behind his teammate, which is really good. Norris right now is 6 on a 142.407. That's 5.86 behind. Watson is 6.2 behind. 8 Sainz is 8.14 behind. Russell's 850 behind. Right now, the driver at risk is Ocon. He is a 1.426 behind Hamilton's time, the leader. Stroll is the driver in the drop zone, 148.82. So we're within a tenth between 15th and 16th. Albon is a 1.9 And that's where he's going to end up being with his time. So right now he's 17th. He could drop more if Antonelli pulls up or Hulkenberg pulls up. We get to see that happen. Again, Sainz with the first coming out of the pits. He's the first one to come around to the start-finish line. See if he goes. He has enough time to go around again. It's about, they're taking 35 and a half seconds is 35.517 is Leclerc's fastest time in sector 1. Look at Sainz, what the time he's going to put on sector 1. He's at fast turn 4, now to turn 5. He does a 36 point, so he's not, that's okay. He's improving in his time. About half second off already of Hamilton's time. Several right now. Everyone is left the pit for Colapino, Gasly, and Albon. Well, Albon is technically is listed as the pit, but he is out of this session. So Alpine has not, they've not left the pits. What are they doing? Alpine is 10th and 13th, and they're still in the pits. This is very odd. Okay, so they're now sending out their cars. So there's concept of track evolution is that as the track gets used, it gets rubbered in, and basically the idea is that you'll get better grip the later you go. And so what they're looking at right now is that Alpine has waited to the very last moment to send their cars out. I think they're looking only at doing a one run. What tire are they on? They've sent Colby on gas, so Alpine has sent them out on medium tires. New medium tires, no less. Russell's gone to the top of the board with 141.646. And Nelly's gone to P6, 142, 247. He's 6 tenths off his teammate. Clerk now top of the board, 141.5458. That's a 188 better than Russell. Right now, Russell is sandwiched between Hamilton and Leclerc. Clerk P1. Norris top of the board, 141.322. He goes 1:6:36 faster than Leclerc, 3:24 faster than Russell, and 4:99. Verstappen, 9 thousandths just behind Norris P2. Fastest second sector. Russell has the fastest third sector right now. Max has the fastest second sector, but it wasn't on that last lap, though, from a previous lap. He's about almost 2 tenths lower, about 1.8 slower. Not 0.18, I should be saying. My apologies. Slower in sector 2 than his fastest sector 2 that he has. So 46 seconds left to go, and basically times are being cooked in. Hamilton could go again. Hulkenberg coming across, he could go again. No, that's Hulkenberg. He's going up to 13th. Watson going up to 8th. So those are times are cooked in. Here comes Isaac. He goes to 5th, 0.334 behind. And Oscar, we have yellow flag. It's in that sector, that turn 4 area. This doesn't look good. That's going to ruin runs. It's another red flag, but that will be, it's a red flag. So we've got, which Alpine is this? It looks like Colpino is, he's just slow getting out of that service area. It's like Gasly, maybe the incident that we're really looking forward to. Okay, so he comes around squirrely. All right, so oh, oh, Franco came around turn four. So, oh, so Gasly was already. So what's happened is that Gasly, two setup here. Gasly missed the turn at turn four, and Colpino comes around, sees his teammate in the zone. He locks up. He can't, but he can't go into that zone because his teammate's there, and so he has no choice but to crash the car. That's brutal. Um, yeah, that's going to end the session. Um, Gasly ruined his lap. Colpino ruined his lap. Ocon does not get a chance to improve. Hulkenberg is so. I mean, the people who crashed are out. Gasly was involved. He's contributing to that situation. Colpino crashed. Hulkenberg crashed. Albon crashed. And Ocon doesn't gets to 18th. Behrman only gets to, who's the driver at risk, manages to get out and get into Q2. Boy, starter Q2 will be delayed. Yeah, no, that's an understatement. They've got to get Colpino's car off the track, and then they got to clear up that track and check the barriers before we can do Q2. Yeah, Behrman saved by that crash, literally. So now that we've gone from, it's weird how it's weird how they're using the flag system this weekend because normally this would just be just a red flag scenario. 5,000 you are watching on YouTube right now. We've got over 1,800 you watching on Twitch. Thank you guys for showing up. We know you have options, but you've picked us. Thank you. I know we got to give a shout out to F1 Gate. F1gate.com is their website. They are a wonderful Japanese community, and they've been basically putting us on their website for the past day or so. So we know a lot of you are coming from them. So thank you so much from F1 Gate. Again, you're listening to the Race Statistics channel right now. This is Crash right now with your coverage of a three flag Q1. This is probably the most flags in a qualifying session, just in Q1 or Q2, Q3, where the track wasn't lit on fire. I'll just tell you that right now. I've had multiple flags, three flags, but there's a Q incident. So this delta maximum time failing to follow racer directions to investigate that section. They've noted this, but so far, for the most part, the stewards have basically haven't. They basically have said there's no further investigation after the fact later on. How much left time in the Q2? Q2 hasn't started yet. We're now between Q1 and Q2, everyone, and Q2 will be delayed because they're now clearing the track and making sure it's in condition for them to continue. Again, Colapino hit the wall, which is they've got to check that barrier section just to make sure it's in the right order to continue, and if not, put the pieces back of the barrier in place it needs to be. Okay, no, if Yuki doesn't get a Red Bull seat tonight, his only hope is Alpine. No, he won't get a seat at Alpine, and that's because Flavio has already said that he's not even in. There's two drivers for that Alpine seat that Colapino is in. He's not one of the two drivers he talked about. Two, Aston Martin is more likely to be his saving grace because ultimately next season Honda is now moving to Aston Martin, and basically Aston Martin is going to be the works team for Honda. So ultimately, that seems to be more likely. I mean, Honda will throw money to put Yuki into that seat. If that's that's kind of, and it's kind of behind the scenes. It's kind of people have suggested that's what happened. How Yuki got into the Red Bull seat after two races. That Honda had a hand in that. So. Again, you're listening to the Racing Channel. This is Crash with you. Again, we're waiting for the start of Q2. It has been delayed because there was a red flag at the end of the session from Franco. And Franco basically misses his turn, but he can't go into he basically misses a turn, and so he decides to try and make the turn and doesn't. And what's at issue here is that his teammate was already in the turnoff area. So there was no way for him to go into that turnoff area. It's Paul Aaron and Colin Pino, basically the two that are being decided for that second seat. Again, the first seat is clearly Gasly's seat. So not yeah Gasly's seats. Right now, waiting for Q2. We've downgraded from red flag to yellow flag situation. Could Colapino join tomorrow race? Yes, they can replace it. They can repair his car. He basically did put a lap time of 142.779. That's within the 107% rule. So ultimately, his car will. So the question is with Colapino is: are they going to break Parc Fermé to do what they need on the car? Again, right now we have three. Again, the people who went out is Colapino, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Gasly, and Albon. Albon, Hulkenberg, and Colapino crashed during Q1 and brought out, again, each of them bringing out a red flag. In the case of Hulkenberg, he was able to. He lost his wing. He was able to back up and basically back up without his wing and then get back to the pits, and they were able to put a new wing on his car. So yeah, the question really is, do they break Park Ferme with any of these drivers that have been knocked out? Do they break Park Ferme? Do they try? They break Park Ferme and then do a pit lane start effectively. At this point, they don't really have much. They don't have much to lose. It's more a question of the order of when the order of who breaks Park Ferme first type scenario. And Q2 will start at 16:48 local time. That is in about 2 minutes. Rowan, hopefully no more red flags today. Well, again, I am the harbinger of red flags, so never say never with me around. So I suspect we won't see another. Well, I don't know. It's Q2. Someone's going to try and get into Q3. Elliot over in Twitch chat. I think Philippe Dragovic. He's the reserve driver for Aston Martin. He's also a previous F2 champion. And he thinks he could be a good fit next to Gasly at Alpine. Well, the thing is, he's contracted to Aston Martin. And the question with Alpine, with Gasly, is that they've got Colpino, they got Paul Aaron, and there's another driver that's in the mix potentially with Alpine. Um, and there's Doohan in the mix, technically in the mix over there as well. So yeah, so it's one of those. What does Alpine do? Got on 690 likes so far. Thank you so much. That does help us with the YouTube algorithm. Now's a great time to like and subscribe. If you have not, if you do that on YouTube, you'll get access. If you join the channel on YouTube, you'll get access to emojis that are specific to the channel. For those of you who are who joined the channel on Twitch, you'll get a few of them as well. And we've just started Q2. Science is going out first, followed by Beerman. Wax, how you doing? I'm doing okay. This time zone for Q, yeah, 3:30 and 7 a.m. is pretty brutal, man. But I'm doing okay. How do you think about our Pats? He's talking about the NFL. What do you think about the poll time? I'm thinking about mid to high 140s. I don't think we're going to get into the 140s. I think we'll be low 141s at best. Our Pats, I mean, they're 1-1. They beat Miami. Then again, Miami's 0-3, so. Already, who is it? It's Isaac. Isaac missed the turn at turn 4. Our favorite corner, everyone. At least this is the outlap for Yeah, this is an outlap, so he's not going to be it. What happened? He goes around turn 3. Here comes turn 4. Does he lock up? No, he just I don't know. Doesn't make the turn. He goes in. So we're back to a green flag. 15 minutes were put on the board. When we started, we've gone through 2 minutes already. Sainz and Bierman are starting their flying laps now. Next will be Lawson. We'll have Leclerc and Hamilton, and then Isaac. So it's going to be about a minute or so before we get actual times on the board. Ooh, what's going on with Bierman? Lawson just passed him. And Ollie Bierman looks like he might have. He's moving slowly. What's happened to him? Is he stopping? Oh, this is not going to be good. Okay. So Bierman has hit the wall and he's stopping before turn 3. And this will bring out a red flag. 11 minutes and 54 seconds left on the board while we wait. Yeah, track limits turn 4. Obviously, he went off the track. So Bierman will ultimately start 15th. He has a lap time from Q1 that is representative. He will end this session of Q2 with no time. And here comes Ollie. Yeah, just rams into the wall, goes wide on the turn, and hits the left rear. Bierman is far the most consistent rookie. He's got talent, even though he didn't win last year's F2 championship. Yeah, but also that you got to remember that it wasn't in all the races in F2 because he was pulled up to F1 several times, and that's why he has to see is that he when he was pulled up. I mean, he did that miracle. He basically did an incredible run in his debut in a Ferrari and earned points, and he was in the top 10 of drivers for like 8 rounds at least. I mean, it was like 5-6 rounds after he had earned those points. He was still in the top 10. Are we going to break the most red flags in quality? We might. I'm gonna have to go back and look last few years of what we got for red flags in with Ryan. I know this would have driven him up the wall at this point already, and I don't blame him. For me, I'm a different beast, and I'm pretty okay with this for some reason. Hence, I am your harbinger of red flags. For those who don't understand that joke, for years when I started, I was only doing practice sessions, so it was very easy for me to get a streak of like 5 or 6 sessions in a row where I got a red flag just because I was doing practice sessions, and so I would skip quality in the race where they would be flown fewer times, and then come back and get happen to have me in the next session. Who crashed this time? It's Ollie Bierman. He crashed around turn 2. And Q2 will turn at 16:58, and that will be in about 4 minutes. $10 donation from LMAX. Not sure. We've got a fruity thing that is #1 fan on it. Apparently, this is your 20th super chat. Yeah, Behrman got out. He got out of his car, no problem. He's walking back to the pits. That's not the issue here at all. They have cleared the track of his car. So the question now with Behrman, do they have to break Parc Ferme? And Haas has typically have been breaking Parc Ferme for any good reason. With Behrman at 15, it might be enough of a reason to like not worry about it and just break Parc Ferme and be a pit lane start as well. We could very easily see 2, 3, maybe even 4 cars as a pit lane start tomorrow. We'll see this. What does the 2 tires history icons mean? So basically, it's what they've used so far for tires. So Leclerc has been using a soft tire so far. Max has just gone to a new soft tire, effectively. When you see the slash through a tire, it means that it's a tire that's been used before. So in this case, when Max goes out, it's going to be a used tire because he went out on that tire already for that first lap. So they noted Leclerc for a yellow flag infringement. It's been noted. We'll see if they actually investigate it or follow up with him coming. So if they follow up, it would be after the session. We started with 15 minutes on the clock. We've got about 12 left. Like typically 11:54 left on the clock. It's about any moment now they will start. And as I say this, there's some clouds in the distance that look ominous. At worst, they will come over and they'll shade the track, and that will make the track faster. So Gavans is saying the record for most red flags in an F1 qualifying session is 5. First set in 2021 here. Then match 2022 at Emilia. And then at 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix. I thought China or Japan this year with the number of times the track caught on fire because it's so dry. So they're not going to follow up on the yellow flag infringement. I have a feeling they're going to have a lot more other things to do than to deal with yellow flag infringement after crash after crash after crash. Imagine if this record was broken today. Oh, the red flag record. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm always giddy for red flags because I'm silly like that. But I know you guys would go bonkers if that was the case. Again, we have 4 so far. It is very possible we will get a 5th flag. It is possible. So Leclerc and Hamilton went out first. Barlow was second coming out. Sainz is 4th. Isaac was 5th, and Lawson is 6th. No, I got my numbers wrong. Leclerc and Hamilton 1st and 2nd. Barlow was 3rd. Sainz is 4th. Isaac and Lawson 5th. 5th and 6th. Stroll, and then Alonso, and then Norris, and then Oscar, then Russell, Antonelli. So we might see some toes with the order that the cars have come out. I mean, not so much with Ferrari. They've expanded out, they've stretched out. But if like the Racing Bulls are at the distance they're at, or Stroll and Alonso's keep close. I mean, we've got teams coming out together at this point. Clerk has come around to start a flying lap, and Hamilton is next to start a flying lap. Uh, Leclerc blew turn 2, and so now Hamilton is ahead of Leclerc. Barlow is going to pass him, so Leclerc is abandoning his lap. Again, he'll get a. Oh God, Leclerc came out in front of Hamilton. Like in FP3, this track is dirty. There's a lot of leaves on the track. Just enough that you can see as they come around sections. There are leaves you can see moving around on the track and being pushed by the ear around that the cars are pushing around them. So right now we're waiting for Antonelli, Sainz, and Verstappen. See, Antonelli just crossed the line to start his flying lap. So Max is on an out lap, and yeah, he's the only, and Tsunoda is the only two left on out laps. So as they come across the line now, we're going to get times. So here comes Bartolao. He's going to be the first one to set a time. He's going to go to the top of the board with 1:43.241. Again, he's the only one with the time in this session so far. Got 8 minutes to go. Science is going top of the board now. Then we'll have Isaac, P2, Hamilton, P4, Lawson to P2. Clerk coming, he will not have a time. That's representative. He's going to be P6. He's basically off pace. Stroll's P4. I think Kirk is now starting a new flying lap after blowing turn 2 last time. Alonso P6, Norris to P1, top of the board, 141.396. We could get to the 140s, but we'll leave that as it is right now. Oscar coming to the line. He goes P2. He's 240 behind. Was it Clerk again? Russell goes P2, 59,000 behind Norris. And Antonelli goes P3. He's 135 behind Russell. It looks like, did he spin again? Right now. So right now, Hamilton, Leclerc has abandoned his lap again. Question is he going to come in and get new tires? And that was on medium tires. That was a waste of those medium tires, unfortunately. Here comes Hamilton. It looks like Hamilton is going to P8. He's 1.428 behind Norris. Now, Isaac, Lawson, Sainz coming to the line, and they look like they're all pitting. Here comes Stroll coming to the line. He's currently P9. Expect him to pit. Here comes the Clerk to the line. Is he going to pit, or is he going to go around again one more time? He's going to pit. So Clerk right now in the drop zone, having not set a time. Here comes Alonso. And here comes Tsunoda going P8, 571 behind. Here comes Max. He's not set a time yet. He's going to go P2, 0.050, so 50 thousandths behind Norris. He's 9 thousandths faster than Russell for who's in P3 now. P8 right now will get him into Q3 if he stays there. And we're seeing Oscar having hit the wall. Touched it. It doesn't look like he's got damage to his car. He's currently P5. He's 240 thousandths behind his teammate Norris. So right now, we're getting a cycling of people coming into the pits, getting new tires, and coming back out. Again, Leclerc lap time deleted. Again, and that would be again because he went off a second time. Pedal Schumacher saying, why no he's supporting Fernando Alonso? I mean, he's our favorite rookie, by the way. That joke was never going to go old. And the fact that Laura Winter went over her head when it was first given to her beginning of the season will never get old. We got over 2,000 people watching right now on Twitch, over 5,568 watching right now on YouTube. Thank you for guys for showing. We've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this session. Don't Mean Junkie is a Maxiteer over in Twitch chat. What you guys are saying right now. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Hamilton. But Leclerc has basically been driver error for 2 laps straight. They did put him on a new set of medium tires. So he is currently starting his flying lap. He's gone past where he's screwed up previously so far this Q2 session. Just seen Alpine crash on me. Yeah, but mediums is the C5 compound, and it's actually performing better than the soft top compound. Now, granted, they put Oscar out on soft, Lawson out on softs, Hamilton is out on softs, and Stroll is out on soft. Everyone else on a medium tire. Russell, Antonelli, Sainz, Isaac, Stroll, and Borello right now on their outlap. Antonelli just finishing that. Borello will be the next one to cross the line. Isaac. Here comes Alonso. He's coming to the line this week. Him setting a time, and I believe this won't. He'll have just. So he's going to go P8 with 141.857. I think that is going to be his time. Stroll just went across the line, start a flying lap. Leclerc goes up to P4, 123. Fastest second sector. Yellow flag. What happened? Is it Stroll? Was a yellow flag in the first sector or second sector? Replay of Charles' lap. And he touched the wall. Oh, he touched the wall too. Wow. This has been a crazy Q2. We've got 40 seconds left to go in this Q session. Oscars just went to P2 again. That's going to be where he's going to finish this. Norris is in the pit. Max just he's on his flying lap right now. Could be on a flying lap. He's currently P3. Russell's P4. He is abandoning his lap. Basically abandoning the lap at the last moment. And then he goes up to P5, drops Leclerc to 6. Borrello moves up to 13. He's going to be. And then Isaac moves up to 7th. So Borrello is going to be knocked out. Behrman's going to be knocked out. Stroll is going to be knocked out. Hamilton's going to be knocked out. Tsunoda right now is the only one right now who is on a flying lap. And if Tsunoda needs to beat a 141.857 to get into Q3, and that will knock out Alonso if he does. Here he comes. Right now, so coming to the DRS zone. He goes P10. He does knock out Alonso. So Tsunoda into Q3. Stroll was given a lap time deleted. Verstappen goes to the top of the board, 141.2255. That's bragging rights right there. So we know who's knocked out. It is Alonso, it's Hamilton, Borrello, Stroll, and Behrman. Behrman crashed out, but he's still going to beat his teammate. Stroll is going to get beat by Alonso, who's P11. Charles is going to beat Hamilton in this case, and Borrello is going to beat his teammate, who was knocked out in Q1. So again, it's Alonso, Hamilton, Borrello, Stroll, and Behrman out in Q2 again. We saw the Ferraris do well in P2 yesterday and didn't do so great in Q3. I mean, P3 this morning. Now Hamilton's out. They've deleted his Alonso lap time. Is that going to affect his? No, he had a previous time that he has. So more of a technical thing. So this is Q2 in a nutshell. Again, Alonso, Hamilton, Borrello, Stroll, Behrman out. That leaves us in order of how they finished Q2. Max, Lando, Oscar, George, Kimi, Charles, Liam, Isaac, Carlos, and Yuki. A lot of teams in here, both Red Bulls, both McLarens, both Mercedes, and both Racing Bulls are in Q3. And then finally, we got Leclerc and Sainz being the two. So they're throwing a double yellow in track sector 15. That is, they're just going to check the track, most likely. Sainz is noted for a yellow flag infringement. We have seen them noted and then not follow up when they go to investigate it. Yeah, there's no strategy in qualifying. Hamilton did mess up. Yeah. Don't know. We'll have to go back and look what specifically Hamilton did or did not do on that lap. It is by the skin of his teeth that it feels like Leclerc, after messing up 2 laps, that ultimately he made it back and got out to do a lap that got him to P6. So Q3 will start at 17:18, so about 4 minutes from now. Looking at what you guys are saying. No, a lot of you who are on Twitch chat are coming from F1 Gate. I know you guys are big Yuki fans over there. I took a look at the website. Again, had to use Google Translate you get a feeling. You guys wrote a lot of articles about Yuki. No, and that's not surprising. You guys are a Japanese community, so that makes sense. I guess you guys are feeling good that Yuki's got into Q3. He got in by skin of his teeth, but he's still in the show. Matt Gallagher over the P1 podcast. Guess he's probably not having a heart attack because Leclerc got into Q3. Um, yeah, those 2 laps, that probably was dicey for him over on that channel. Again, right now we're waiting for Q3 to start in about 3 minutes from now. Again, Q3 will start 17:18. Again, it is 17:15 right now. HKMGR asking, did Hamilton get kicked out of Q2? Basically, that's what I'm guessing. Yeah, he did got kicked out of. He did. He will start P12 on the grid tomorrow. 12 minutes on the clock right now. Just as like if we had a red flag in Q2. What's the stats from wins from pole on this track? Uh, Not very good because Leclerc was the one who's been on pole the last 4 races. Palu is out, just a bad lap on his part. They're going over on F1 TV right now. So this is more a Ferrari issue than it is Hamilton. Basically, they left Hamilton out on the C6 tires, and he basically had done 5 laps on his last lap. We've got about a minute or so before Q3 starts. I'm gonna just so my boss knows what's going on. I need to leave. Need to take care of 1 sec before we continue on Q3. So there'll be a moment of silence from me. I'll be back as soon as I can. It'll be about a minute. I need to reset something before we do Q3. So we'll be back in 1 moment, everyone. Don't worry. Okay, I am back now, and Q3 has started. We've got Lawson, Science, Isaac, and Russell coming up first. Here we go. So needed a quick reset for Q3. Thank you for those waiting. Again, we got about 4,200 of you watching right now on YouTube, and we've got 18 of you watching right now in Twitch chat. So thank you so much. So cars are back on track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right now, Max is the only one who's not come out of the pits. He might do, I don't know. What is Red Bull doing? They're going to do a one lap wonder. Yeah, Max is the only one not still in the pit. He's not come out yet. We got Mac Vision in Twitch chat cheering for Yuki. So Lawson, Science, Isaac, and Russell have made it around. And here comes Max. He's going to come out. I suspect that they brought him out so that he would have less traffic potentially. See how that works. Wind right now is recorded at 11.5 kilometers an hour. We've seen it up to 20 and much higher earlier today. So that is something to be watch out, is that the wind has been a factor this weekend. Yellow flag. Oh, that's Russell. And he has gotten, so it looks like Russell has gone off the track at turn 4. We've gone back to green, so that has resolved. Did that screw up Antonelli's lap? That might have screwed up Antonelli's lap. Still pushing. It has screwed up Russell's lap. That likely screwed up Norris's lap. So Norris is going to go around. Lawson, again, first one to do a lap right now in this session. So he's going to the top of the board, 142.560. Sainz goes to the top of the board. He is a second faster, 141.595. Isaac does a 142. That's not good times, guys. And these are on use soft tires. Ooh, I guess they will come in and pit and go out on a different set of tire. Another yellow flag. And it's Leclerc. Leclerc at turn 15. Red flag. We have another red flag. This is our 5th red flag. Well. And he's gone into the barriers head first. Oh, he's pissed. He's getting out of the car. He's pissed. So Leclerc has crashed out in Q3. Man, this has been one heck of a session. Goes to the bathroom and comes back. Yep, another red flag. So this is 5 red flags without the track being lit on fire. Ooh. Went right into the F1. Went right into the F1 logo, dead on. Yeah, Leclerc locks up at the turn 15, and misses the turn and goes into the F1 barrier. He climbs out of the car pretty quickly. So it's just a matter of time now that they have to get his car off the track, clean up the area, make sure the barrier is okay. Oh, this wing is off. This has been your 5th red flag session with Grash here. I have been your harbinger red flags. I don't know which F1 god I have angered this weekend, but I surely have. And don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I'm okay with this because I'm used to these red flags now. But I can understand that you guys being irked by the number of red flags in this session. I can understand your pain. And having said that, someone needs to go over to the F1. Keep an eye. Say, hey, is Matt okay over there? Oh, that's right. He picked Leclerc to be his biggest flop. So for those who don't know, do something quickly. There we go. So F1 P1 with Matt and Tommy is a popular podcast, and Matt goes on runs where he picks people who is Ferrari is my red flag sign. Oops. But moving on, but he picks. He has gone on runs where he picks where his biggest flop happens. He's like, I'm sorry, and there's been several times where he's gone on the podcast where basically have said, I'm sorry for picking you. And for some reason, he picked Leclerc this weekend on his podcast. It's his biggest flop. So that is, thank you for reminding that he did pick that. So again, yeah, this is our red flag again. Let's go through the litany. Albon was first. Hulkenberg was second, but Hulkenberg managed to get back to the pits. Colpino was third. That ended the Q1. Bierman was the beginning of Q2, and that basically made Q2 into a Q3 in terms of its length with the time on the clock. Now with number 5, we have had Charles Leclerc crashing at turn 15, bringing out our 5th red flag of this session. This Q3 is so messed up. So now we've got essentially a sprint quali Q3 with one minute less. Sainz on pole. Yeah, if we stop the count now, Sainz would be on the pole. That is not going to stay, though. Again, everyone's going to come out pretty much. Rain tomorrow, most likely. Not most likely. There is a chance for rain tomorrow. It is getting a bit darker, and those clouds are coming. So what will happen is that those clouds, if they come over the track, will cool the track. Yes. Right now, we're looking at a 20% chance for rain sometime during the race, but it could rain in general. Is it raining right now? I'm seeing people saying that it's raining now. People are saying rain. I mean, that would be crazy if it rained right now. That would lock in Sainz, Lawson, Isaac's times. So they are feeding drops of rain in the paddock. So they noted for Kimi Antonelli a red flag infringement because he didn't come in right away. He passed the pit lane, and it's like I don't think he would have got it in time anyways. So I think they're just noting the fact that he passed the pit lane when it's red flagged. So right now, double yellow and check. That's where the crash happened. So they're talking about it spitting. Um, Kenzo's saying it's going to be one or two red flags. We've had 5 so far today, my friend. There's still basically what happens after a crash. Basically, they've got to get the car off the track, and then they have to make sure that the barriers that were affected are basically set up and they're in good order. I'm not sure what they're using, but there's a type of barrier called Tech Pro where it absorbs the collision very well, and it's very easy to set back up. I don't think they're using that here. So it's just a matter of getting that set back up. I assume that's why we're under yellow flag right now. It's because they're right now fixing those barriers in that area. I want to thank the over 2,000 who are watching right now, 2,115 on Twitch chat, 4,302 watching on YouTube chat right now. Again, we're waiting for the track to be reset, and the wind has picked up. People are putting on their ponchos. So there is, we heard that there was some spitting of water onto the track. So Leclerc right now is going to start P10 at the best. Yuki does not have a time. Yeah, I mean Leclerc's not going to set a time in Q3, so Yuki's going to set a time. So Leclerc's going to start P10. So what we could be getting right now is that we're getting a little bit of water on the track, and that ultimately is going to cool the track down, and so it will be still dry, but the track will be cooler, and that by that nature is going to make the track faster. Should make it faster. Now the thing that we're now having to deal with is that all these drivers are going to be like kind of freaked out because what's going on moments with all these drivers, and they're not going to push as hard. So Q3 will start in 1737. That's in 3 minutes from now. Is that real? Science first? Yes. Currently, Science is P1 on the board with the 141.595 lap time. The question is how much the track has changed. It looks apparently still a dry track. We'll see in one moment. The other two times are basically Lawson and Isaac, and they did them on used soft tires. So those are 142.560s and 142.863 for Lawson and Isaac, respectively. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you are going to invoke a terrorist organization or name of a prominent terrorist, you're just going to be kicked from this channel. We don't have time for your garbage, to be quite honest. And if you're going to invoke that type of person, you don't belong in our community. Bottom line. Tomas, what happened to Lewis? Basically, Ferrari left him out on the C6 tire for like 5 laps, and it basically just couldn't put together a good lap time on that C6. Magic Lita asking red tire for all? No, it's going to be mediums. It's going to be so the issue right now is that C5 the mediums are the C5 compound, what we normally think is our soft compound, and they've given the teams the reds are the C6. That's the fast. So McLaren's putting out Norris and Oscar on the red tires. I'll say that one more time. If you are bringing up a terrorist name to refer to one of the drivers, or referring a terrorist organization to a team, or you're just going to be kicked from chat. We don't have time for that garbage. So they're letting up. So we are now continuing Q3, 7 minutes left on the clock. They have maybe enough time to go around. They have probably enough time to go around to see the track conditions. People did not pay attention to what I said, but hey, we don't need you here anymore. Anyways, we are at 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this session. See, I can't tell anything about the track has changed per much. If it rained and it's already evaporated, it means the track is cooler. Yeah, I have no. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. There's too many variables in play at this point. With the rain, with track maybe dry and still cool. So the rain came and passed. So the track is still considered dry. Someone explain what happened to Hamilton? Hamilton was left on the C6 soft compound for over 5 laps. That tire was shot when he was doing his qualification laps, and that ultimately means that he just couldn't put together a great lap, and he, finished his 12th. Cooler track, less rubber from the rain. Yeah, so track evolution is going to be a big factor here as well. Max right now on a flying lap to start already. Then I believe it is Isaac and Lawson. Max does the fastest. So 35.6. Lawson is within 10th. So Lawson and Isa are within 10th of Max in that first sector. It's going to be a great qualifying for the Racing Bull family right now so far. That holds up. Norris does a 35.5. Russell does a 35.69. Antonelli does a 35.81. Yellow flag. Oscar, turn 3. Oh. Oh no. So, red flag. Oscar is in the wall. That's going to invalidate all these laps. Oh, that's the wing has collapsed. Yeah, new record. Six red flags. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, that red flag basically just wiped out all of the laps. Yeah, it's new record with red flags. Be thankful that me, your accolade of red flags, was here for this, and not other people, because they would be losing their brains. I know if Ryan, he just doesn't make the turn. Didn't get the grab, doesn't make the turn, and he just. Yeah, Oscar was just carrying too much speed, and he just hits the barrier. G's in chat for everyone. If you want to spam chat, now's the time to do it with G's. What's the red flag for? Oscar has crashed, and I think he's being pulled by medical, maybe? I would assume that he's going to see medical automatically because of the amount of degrees that G-force that he took in that crash. So G's in chat, everyone. Che giving me red flags. Thank you so much. If you want to throw flag, yeah, can we get 7 red flags? I don't know what we'll do if we get 7 red flags. Because that means that we won't have enough time on the clock to. Yeah, right now, Joylin just said on F1 TV just mentioned that we got 3:41 left on the clock, which is enough time to get people out and do laps. But the problem is, if we get another red flag, we won't have enough time in Q3, and that will leave Sainz, Lawson, Isaac at the top of the board with times. And we will have 5 other drivers who through no fault of their own, weren't able to set a time. Yeah, right now, so it's basically they all get one chance at a flying lap now. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be 8 on track who's going to be trying for a flying lap. Did Leclerc crash? Yes, he is red flag number 5. So again, we had 3 red. Again, it was Albon, Hulkenberg, Colapino in Q1, Behrman in Q2. That's 4 red flags. 5, Leclerc. And then now Oscar, P6. They're noted Max Verstappen for red flag infringement. We'll see if that's actually going to go anywhere. I doubt they're going to penalize him for a 6 red flag. It's a party of red flags. Actually, 6. Yes, it's been 6. Okay, so same thing with Antonelli. Max went past the pits when the red flag happened, and there was no way he was going to make the pits. So it's one of those. It has to be noted. They will look at it, and then it will be investigated and be like, nothing they can do. Hello, I'm back. My system. What happened? How many red flags? 6. 6. Boss, you might as well just put my counter at 6 right now. We might as well just count all 6 of these in this session right now for the heck of it. This is crazy. The last time I had multiple red flags was because the track at Japan and China were catching on fire because the area had not gotten rain. If there's another red flag, then science can keep that. That looks like the scenario. It's still raining out there? No, it's not raining. Six red flags. What's the record? It is 6. Uh, you're missing. So Magic Lita, you're missing Hulkenberg, and you're also missing Bierman. Albin, Hulkenberg, Colpino, Bierman, Leclerc, Oscar. What's happening? We're now trying to get the track back into condition after Oscar crashed at turn 2. We are on our 6th red flag. 2-hour quali. Yeah, 2-hour quali. Just that is just as long as. So they're reporting some rain on track right now, which could change if depending on how much it is, could change sections of track. Yorick, welcome, Yorick. What's happening? We are dealing with a marathon session of quality because we've had 6 red flags. I am your acolyte of red flags. For me, this is welcome to the insanity, everyone. So Max, they reviewed the incident and no further investigation, and that made sense. Basically, Max, the reason that came up because Max, the red flag came out and Max went past the pit lane entrance, and there was no way he was going to get into the pit lane entrance. So. No, science should no. That would if he that's intentional. That would be another crash gate. Gentlemen, please do not say for science to crash. That is gross. Yep, Oscar retired. He is he crashed. First time? No, never the first time. Oh no. Oh no. This is not the first time. I've had multiple sessions with red flags. This is just the oddest one. Finn Fleming, you are spamming chat and wrong at the same time. Oh, I thought you were Eagle. I thought you were referring to the meme. Uh, one of the character goes to the other one and says, "Is this your first?" They're being set up to be hung, and he goes to them and, "It's your first time." So Oscar's being interviewed right now, which is crazy that it is that fast. Yes, you are seeing signs on right now on provisional poll. Lawson on the front row and Isaac on that second row. Again, I want to thank everyone who's been here. We've got over 4,492 in YouTube right now, over 2,333 right now on Twitch. This has been a epic, long qualification session, and it will start at 17:54. 3 more minutes. So 3 minutes to go. Jesse's saying this track is crazy, needed to be removed or not continue for a couple years. No, this track is good. It's a good street circuit course, and basically these drivers have been sloppy. They've been sloppy all weekend long. Rain is coming down. Are they going out on slicks? Is it? Again, you are listening to the Race 6 channel. This is Grash with this epic marathon session of qualification. I want to thank those of you who have given us likes on YouTube. We got over 1,665 so far. Thank you so much. Again, 4,616 watching right now. Another 2,412 watching on Twitch chat. Again, I want to thank again the F1 Gate website. It's a Japanese language community for pointing people in our direction. Can't wait for the Insta Reels. I watched you on YouTube and then transferred over here. I mean, that's perfectly fine if you. There, each platform has their advantages. That's all I'm going to say. And here comes out Lando. Lando's has come out of the garage. So he's going to be lined up first. Again, we've got 17:54 local time starts. We're about a minute still left to go. Mini sprint race. Oh, no, it's a one lap wonder. I mean, they're going to go around, and it's going to be a 1 lap wonder to finish. They say that the rain is falling. I can't see how it's affected the track. Is that collection of water on the track? So the parts of the track are a bit darker than before. Here we go. 3:41 left on the clock, and we have just gone green. Here we go. Lando's out first. Yeah, so Lando is going to go out, and he's going to push as fast as possible, so that he can get around as fast as possible, so that, like, if something happens with, like, Lawson, or something with Antonelli, or happens with Isaac, or Verstappen or Sonoda, he won't. So the scenario is that he won't he'll be able to set a time and won't be affected if someone happens behind him. So we're on the out laps for everyone. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two, three, four, 5, 6 drivers past turn 7. Norris is on the back straight now. Well, it's not really straight, but he's in the back sections. All right, here comes Norris to the line to start a flying lap. Russell starting flying lap. Here comes Sainz. Again, this is the Race at 66 channel you're listening to, and this is our last minute so. And this is going to be it. As they come in now is how we're gonna finish. There is water on track. I don't know how much it's affected the track. Ooh. Oh, here comes. But Sainz. No, Sainz is actually faster than Lando. Oh my God, bumping around with Lando right now. Here comes Lando. He's coming, about to finish sector 2. Max right now has the fastest first sector, 35.3. Oh. Norris scraped barriers. It was Tech Pro, not concrete. He gets away with it. Norris is going to come in P2. Sainz is still top of the board. Russell P2. Sainz still positional ball. Lawson goes P2. He's only 112 behind. Sainz still pole. Antonelli P3. Here comes Isaac. Isaac does not improve in position. Here comes Max. Max pole. Max gets the pole. By 478. Here comes Sonoda. Sonoda finishes 6th. Here we go. Max Verstappen on pole. Sainz 2nd. Lawson 3rd. Antonelli 4th. Russell 5th. Sonoda 6th. Norris 7th. Isaac 8th. That was crazy, everyone. Thank you for everyone who's been on Twitch, everyone who's been on YouTube. And that is it. That is qualification, everyone. Took us almost 2 hours to do it, but we did finish it off. Max Verstappen on pole, managing to pull that out at the last minute. Did it on a soft tire too. Sainz finishes on a soft tire. His last lap was 3/10 off his best lap. Lawson comes in 3rd with a 147.07. He's 509 thousandths fast behind Verstappen. Antonelli is 6/10 exactly off Max's time. Russell is 9:53. Sonoda does a 1:026, and then Norris a 1.12 gap, and Isaac a 1:225. Oscar crashed out. Leclerc crashed out. Behrman crashed out. Albon crashed out. Colapino crashed out. Hulkenberg managed to crash, but managed not to crash out. So, yeah, 2 hour. Wow. I want to thank everyone who's here. This has been our coverage for Quali. Yeah, I know this has been a long session. Did not expect it to go 2 hours long. We will be back tomorrow for. We'll be back tomorrow for the race itself, and I'll be here covering with you. Again, I want to thank F1 Gate for putting people on our way. Thank you so much. For those of you who show up on YouTube, thank you so much. If you haven't liked or subscribed, now's a great time to do it. If you follow the channel, both on YouTube and Twitch, you'll get special emojis. Those are on YouTube. You'll be brought to the race stream for tomorrow. Again, those are on Twitch. Just keep this window open or come back to the window tomorrow. You'll be good to go. We'll start about 45 minutes to 30 minutes before, maybe actually sooner, but typically 45 and 30 minutes before the session begins, the race begins. We'll be playing music. I will be on ear about 5 minutes before the race starts. Might be, yeah, it's probably 5 to 10 minutes before the race starts. I'll be on air. If there's any decision documents, we'll cover them tomorrow. Hey, rugby time. Go enjoy rugby. All right, everyone, have a good day. Oh, wow, it's so windy. That's part of why we've had so many issues this weekend is because it's windy. We had a little bit of rain. It's just been chaotic. Again, Indian Max is taking pole, Sainz is second, Lawson's third, and Denley's fourth. This has been Grash. This is for everyone here at the Racing Sixes channel. We will see you tomorrow. Oh, Lando did hit the Checo barrier. So, all right. We will see you tomorrow, everyone. Take care, and we'll be here for the race.